Your impressions looking back at the film, what were your takeaways and what did you guys emphasize today in practice as you went over it?
Today was another big teaching day. You know, us getting home a little bit later yesterday. Today's focus was really more about hitting home on our main principles, our sprint game, how we're getting out in transition and running and continuing to fill spots and spaces, our ability to crash the glass, how much we can keep attacking there, and keeping our size advantage, finding the advantage as much as we can. And then the last piece behind that is the defense. Are we in the right spots? Are we communicating at the highest level? And are we able to do it because of our conditioning is where it's supposed to be?
When you reviewed the film, what stood out to you about maybe that first half when the starters were playing more?
I love the quick decisions. I did love their ability to push the pace when they were out there, taking advantage with their size, the speed. But I keep going back to that ability to just make the quick decision, the right play. The ball wasn't held. They were trusting and sharing the basketball like they know they can do.
With a team that has some new players and is getting used to playing with each other for the first time, how important are these games to kind of building that chemistry, and how encouraging was it to maybe see like the second quarter stint work better than the first quarter stint, especially for us?
It's very important. That's why we say over and over again, it is a continuation of training camp. That was one of the games we would have played, amongst each other within this gym, but you're able to see it against a different opponent, different coverages, different bodies, and I think being able to see that is going to be so important for us moving forward.
How valuable is that for players like Des and Tyus? You got to kind of run with those guys in a game setting.
I think it's very important for us to be able to do that. So now as we evaluate the film, you're able to have the real live teaching points.
Paulo said that Jace went into halftime frustrated. Obviously, he came out and had a big third quarter. How impressive was it to see him have that evolution in game and not fall victim to his emotions as a rookie?
Well, what says a lot about him, but it also says a lot about Paulo being able to have the conversation with him to help him understand his moment in that beginning game. And then the other side of it says a lot about Jace being able to transfer to not hold on to it. That's a sign of maturity for a young player to not hold on to what you've done in the first half, good or bad, and be able to come out and play the second half just with a clear mind, clear conscience, and just play and do the things you're capable of doing.
You're able to get a lot of looks from everyone in the preseason, and there's this emphasis of let's push the pace more, let's run a little bit more. Does that maybe influence your rotations a little bit when you're thinking about that for the season? Maybe you go a little deeper than you normally would in the past?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big portion of it. That's why in the beginning we talk about the aspect of conditioning. You've got to be in shape to be able to play the way we're going to play. And so for us to do that, you've got to play yourself to exhaustion. And if you're tired, call for a sub. We'll get you out. We'll get somebody in that can, keep the same level of play up that you do. And that's going to, take, having a deep rotation at times.
And do you sense that around the league that there's more of this idea of shifting more towards these 9, 10, even 11-man rotations?
I believe so. I think it gives opportunity. I think it gives guys a sense of where they need to be conditioning-wise. But it is a great chance for more guys to play when you are playing faster.
Beyond just saying, hey, let's play faster, let's push the pace, is there anything different you do, maybe a drill or maybe something different in scrimmages to emphasize that beyond just saying, let's push it?
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I think it's easy to just say those words, but you have to back it up with the actions. And some of the things we do in training camp is not just, hey, we're running sprints. There's times that you have to get the ball over half court by a certain amount of time. You put shorter time on the shot clock, so now we can move the basketball from one corner to the other. How fast can that ball move without even putting it on the ground? We'll do advantage drills where there's one man down and 5 versus 4, so now you're in a scramble mode, and you have to make quick decisions in those moments. So there's a ton of things you can do that transfer over, but we want to make it actionable versus just saying the things and putting it on a screen. These guys have to feel these things happening.
Getting to see Desmond and Tyus in a game for the first time, I'm sure you had ideas and you've been implementing those ideas, but what for you, watching them play and watching how they interact with their new teammates, how does that change how you view them, or tweak maybe some things that you're seeing from them now that you're actually getting to look at them out?
Well, the great part about them being in different situations and different scenarios and having experience played at high-level games is they're going to tell you some things. As coaches, we all have ideas and things that we want our teams to do and parameters and things that were set for our blueprint. those are great. But players are going to tell you a lot of times what you're capable of doing and not capable of doing, and it's our job to put them in the best position to get there. Again, that's why I talk about the conditioning and the push. It's not making an excuse for why you're not running if you're tired. So now we're running, so you better get yourself in shape to be able to do these things. What Tyus and Desmond have done, and they've done that before. So their ability to know what you're supposed to be doing when you're tired and when we're in our running game, they can speak to that. And that's what I think we saw a lot of in our film session as well as on the practice court today.
Fonz had the night off rest the other day. Is that something you could see more with other players as you go through the preseason?
Like we've done in the past, I think it's going to be very important to see guys get certain minutes. The way we can see the rotation work, different lineups. We'll continue to see that as we get through this year.
Any birthday plans?
Spend time with the family. I think eat a good meal, hang out with my wife and kids, and relax and be ready for practice tomorrow. Thank you all. Appreciate you.